MSCHF is the scummiest company. I have no idea why nobody's talking about this. Essentially, they lure people in by convincing them that they're an art collective and that they're critiquing capitalism. And they do that to gain trust so they can get away with committing the most obvious scams ever. For instance, one of their stunts was selling bags from designer brands. And they tried to play it off like they were making some kind of statement, but in reality, they're a snake oil salesman using marketing tricks to get people to buy plastic bags for $40. That is a Target bag. And what's crazy is it's not even stuff like Gucci. I mean, we're talking about IKEA, Sephora, Victoria's Secret, and of course you could buy nearly all of this literal garbage for nearly $500. And again, these are the same people who repeatedly do these stunts to try to convince people that they're somewhat anti-capitalist. For instance, they released this popsicle called Eat the Rich. Like, look at us, we're so cool, we hate billionaires too. And they always make sure to get mainstream attention by doing things like releasing an identical Times New Roman, but the font is 10% wider. It's free, it's viral, it gets goodwill on the company. But more importantly, it gets people on their app eagerly anticipating the next drop. I'll get to that later. But just for you guys to truly understand their reach, these were the people behind the Lil Nas X Satan shoes. They were also the people who developed the Mr. Beast finger on the app. They were behind the $100,000 puzzle by David Dobrik. They released a nearly identical $1 million puzzle, and clearly that was profitable because then they made the $2 million puzzle. And this is where we start to get into the scams. It's essentially a poorly disguised lottery, but just legal enough to technically not be, with the vast majority of puzzles being $1 winners. Keep in mind that the puzzle costs $30. And they advertise themselves as having better odds than the lottery, but that's not considering the fact that lottery tickets don't cost $30. In fact, they typically cost $2, and the jackpot can be in the hundreds of millions. And that's not even considering all the scummy promo deals that encourage you to buy tons of these useless things. I mean, really think about it. Why is there even an option to buy a 10-pack of nearly identical QR code puzzles? It's because it's essentially a lottery, and this is how they're making their money. But you see, the $2 million puzzle is only scratching the surface. All of this media attention and hype attracts Gen Zers to download their app and eagerly anticipate the next drop. As you can see, there's always a timer to it. Now keep in mind, every single one of these drops is almost always a limited release, so people are incentivized to go on the app at this exact time and make an extreme impulse purchase. And some of these tactics are kind of insane. Take a look at this, the ultimate participation trophy. Clearly they want you to think they're making some sort of social statement with this. This time they're selling this standard useless trophy, and I just want you to guess how much you think they're selling it for. $100, $200, how about $1,000? $1,000. But there's a catch. You see, this is an exclusive item. They're only making 100 of these. No, but you see, there's more than that. The first person to buy this trophy gets a trophy that exclusively says first place, second gets second place, third gets third place, and the other 97 people just get generic trophies that say participation trophy. Ha, get it? So funny. Oh, and the kicker is that you won't know what trophy you're getting until you buy it. So if you happen to get a participation trophy, sorry, you just weren't fast enough. Also, gotta get that impulse buyer, you're gonna miss out. You see, recently they just launched this really quirky product line where they're selling over 1,500 boxes of cookies, but instead of selling them individually, they're actually selling 3 people over 500 different boxes. These people then have to compete against each other and convince other people to buy their useless boxes of cookies. This is literally the same thing that every MLM company ever does. And MLMs are essentially legal pyramid schemes. They then followed this up with their next product, which was literally just a key with the ominous text, "All shall be revealed." And because they've given out big prizes in the past, people just assumed that whatever this key would unlock would be something big. Then, shortly after, MSCHF revealed their next product, the Box. So now, for another payment of only $50, you can finally unlock what you really wanted to buy. You guys want to guess what was in the box? You want to know what the prize was that people were so eagerly awaiting? You'll never guess what it is. It's another key, this time for box number 2. What's even more scummy is that the original key, quote unquote, only cost $12. People then had to spend another $50 to actually get what they wanted. And then when they actually paid the $50, they realized that they had to pay even more money to get what they actually wanted. This is the most blatant example of the sunk cost fallacy. which is essentially, well, I've already spent $62, so I might as well spend another $50 just to finally get the thing that I actually wanted. And that's how they get you to spend hundreds of dollars when you originally only spent 12. And remember, there's only a limited number available. You don't want to miss out, right? Make your impulse buy today. You guys want to guess what was in box 2? Haha, guys, how funny, how quirky, it's another key. And guys, remember that if you don't show up at the very first minute of the sale, we're gonna run out of boxes and you're gonna have to spend all this money on nothing. So make sure you buy for another $50 for the next box. And you don't know how many boxes they're gonna be. And if you were lucky enough to be scammed out of another $50, you got another key. It's gonna be the one, is this gonna be the one? I feel like, oh, nice try. Oh, but the next one, I promise, the next one is gonna be the one. No, but like actually this time it's true. MSCHF themselves said that was the final box. So what's the catch? Well, the catch is there's no proof that anyone ever got box 5. You see, we know what it's supposed to look like, and apparently it was listed as being on sale, but nobody knows what's inside of it, or if anyone even got it. I'm not saying that there was never a box 5 and it was all a lie, but I'm also saying that there's no proof that that's not the case. All was very much not revealed. 5 of us were refreshing the page and none of us ever saw the button. Can you confirm that it was actually sold? Let's see what MSCHF has to say about this. Hi, box 5 sold very quickly. Just some more scummy marketing tactics. MSCHF Box is sold out and we are never making another one again. But remember, we have more new cool stuff. Make sure to stay notified for the new drops. Also, you gotta love that on their official site, it says you get what you get and you don't get upset. Almost as if it's there purely to prevent people from suing them. If you want to know where that comes from, by the way, it comes from something called Blur. And I kid you not, this is the website for it, highly implying that people are gonna get sent a stack of money. I mean, it literally says, buy now, but buy now because time's out. What else? Don't overthink it. Like, this is supposed to be some kind of artistic statement, but they're literally just scamming people. What is this? And I guess they realized how bad this looks because this is literally the only domain of theirs that is expired and you can't view. A medium of exchange, the root of all evil, the anthem of success, more of it, more problem. In case you're wondering, the actual product that was sold was a block that looked like blurred money. So technically they weren't lying, but it was still extremely scummy and not clearly communicated. And you can tell because MSCHF's fans at the time were talking about how they thought they were gonna win money by buying this. You know, after hearing all of that, would it surprise you if I told you that CoffeeZilla made a whole video defending them? Because he did. You better believe that he did. And if you read the comments, it's clear that some of these people are buying this. Look at this. MSCHF is such an interesting thing. Registered as an art collective, so them losing money is part of the business model. It's so odd and it's super interesting. Now, to be fair, he's referring to this box where you paid $100, and if you resisted the temptation to open the mystery box, you would get $1,000 at a later date. But keep in mind that they make products like this specifically to get attention, and so that people are more likely to fall for the actual scams that they release later on. It's all calculated, guys.